Hello everyone. Let's go back to the very beginning of my channel and share with you a little bit why we bought this property, this old mobile home property. The mobile home is a 1963 double wide sitting on some property here, and it all was with this book, the Have More Plan. Today we're going to share with you the winter edition, and I'm going to be just giving you a little bit of insight of what you're going to see coming up here in the spring and summer. We have some really big plans for this homestead. We have some small plans, but it's going to be two of us, my husband and I, working on this homestead to make it more self-sufficient. But let's go back to the very beginning as to why we bought this property. When we bought this property, it was run down. It was not lived in for close to a year, and it needed a lot of work. A little land and a lot of living, how to make a small cash income into the best and happiest living any family could want. The first thing I wanted to do is make sure I had enough of property that I could have a garden. And then I wanted to be more self-sufficient. And mobile homes are a lot cheaper. Even though they're more expensive than they used to be, they're still a lot cheaper if you want to start a mobile home homestead. So let me show you all the things that I'm working on. We are working behind the scenes at doing a lot of things, and I can't wait to show those with you. But until then, let me show you some of the things. You know, every year we do something to really improve our property. And one of the big improvements was getting this big, nice garage. And this is where we keep our vehicle. Also, we had a driveway refinished, and it's beautiful. We absolutely love it. We also did all new painting of our home. We also put in a new roof. So we repainted the mobile home, put a new roof in, put a new rubber roof in on the out porch, which is where I store my food. Did a lot of landscape work. This property had not had any landscaping done since the 1960s. We had some storm damage, so we have a lot of tree limbs here that we have to use the chainsaw and cut up. We are keeping all of our wood because we are getting a wood burning stove here. So we will be burning wood for our heat. Now I'll show you what else. Now this here, the whole lining of the property is with these beautiful bushes. Now these were very expensive, and the reason why they are covered up is because in the wintertime the deer will eat them. The whole idea is to have your own privacy fence with a living privacy fence. And so in a matter of a couple years, this will be 5 feet, 6 feet tall. They do grow really fast, but last winter the deer ate them, and by the time we got them covered, it was too late. So this year we made sure that we have them all covered. Everything we've done here in the homestead, we've been living here 13 years. Everything we've done here was strategic moves into making more of a homestead. Let me show you some other things. I do want to make one thing clear, that if you are interested in mobile home homesteading and you want elaborate mobile home homesteading, you won't find that here. This is living below our means. So we are not producing things on the big scale. In other words, we're not doing $100,000 projects. We're doing 500, 600, 1,000. Those are the kind of projects that we're working on. And excuse the background noise, there is some work going on. Let me show you this. This is our rain barrels. We have 2 of them, and they are 50 gallons each. I've showed you survival skills, how to use these to flush your toilet, to wash your clothing. I even showed bathing with one of these. So you need to go back into my archives. I have thousands of videos where I share with you the nitty-gritty about living in a survival type situation. So those are a big purchase of ours. At the time when we bought these 13 years ago, they were only $80, but they were very important. We have 2 of them. I'll show you the second one there in just a minute. So I'm trying to encourage you to share with you how we took nothing and turned it into something, because this was not livable homestead, and now we have a very valuable property. So let me show you what else we got. We do have a burn barrel that we use to burn things like cardboard. We also have a tripod with a cooking pot, which I do a lot of cooking on there. We also have this that was free, that we got it for free because it is broken, but we made it work for us, and that's where we do a lot of grilling. It's just a simple little griller that we use, and I do a lot of cooking outside, which you will be seeing, and you have seen, of course, in the previous years. So what you're looking at here is very interesting because we are going to be working more on this area. In the corner there, you see my compost bin. I use that almost every day. And then this area here is where we have our wood. Now we will be storing a lot of wood, and we will be having our wood in an enclosed building, so our wood will not stay like that when we start heating with wood. And here is our other rain barrel. So we have 2 rain barrels, and I made just a makeshift little spouting there, and it collects the water. Now, as you know, in the previous years we did have chickens, and this was the chicken house. If we get chickens again, I am not sure about that. We will have to see what happens this spring and see if the fox is still in the area. But until then, I use this to dry all of my herbs because I am all about making my own medicines. So we do not go to the doctors. We don't really need to go to the doctors. I mean, if we had to and it was an emergency, of course we would. But we like to use old-fashioned remedies. Neither of us have any health issues, so we are very blessed to be able to do the things that we want to do. The property is quite large, and I will show you from our property line, but let's go back and I'll show you from the back the property line. All right, so this is the back of our property line, and it goes the whole way out to the road. You don't need a lot of acres to have a mobile home homestead. I love my clothesline. My clothesline is a pulley clothesline, and that saves us lots of money each year. I do hang my clothes out in all seasons. So we're gonna go the whole way. We're gonna actually go the whole way to the end of this back property line. We live on a corner property. We have a lot of area. I am still walking our property line. I don't know if I ever walked the whole property line before. All right, now we'll continue to walk our property line. It goes the whole way back here. So we have lots of trees. Now we did remove quite a few trees over the years because of them being dead. We're going to continue to walk our property line. All right, so now I'm going to show you the rest of our property. So we have a lot of backyard and a lot of front yard. And hopefully this snow melts by the weekend. We keep getting little snow showers, and I am ready for spring. All right, so now let's go down this way. All right, so this is where the chickens were, and I turned this into where I store a lot of my herbs. We have a table this year in the back here. We are taking all of this out in the back. So we are going to be taking that all out, cleaning that up this spring. And of course, most of you seen in here, and this is where I keep all of my herbs. These are the medicinal herbs and things like that. It goes the whole way back there. Sometimes things are a lot bigger than what the camera shows. All right, now let's see what else we got. So all along this property line, we have red raspberries. I will use the leaves for tea, and I'm transforming this whole area this year. This year is going to be planting with more things that we can eat. We are transforming everything in our property. Now we go down here and you're going to see roses. I use roses for just about everything, from medicinal to perfumes. And this is all roses. This here is greenhouse number 1. And this is, in here, is where I will have started some of my seeds. And that is greenhouse number 1. Oh, it feels so nice and warm in there already. We have a sink system out here where I wash my vegetables. Here's just another angle of the back of a property. Now we're going to walk down to the front, because the front of our property is where the large garden is. We have an extremely large garden, and it runs very far, and I'll show you that here in a moment. All right, so this is the mobile home. 1963 double wide mobile home. We paid $64,000 for the property when we bought it 13 years ago. Now this mobile home is worth a lot more than that. I won't say exactly how much it's worth, because we looked into it and we got it appraised, and we were shocked at how much we could get for it today. Here is the garden. This is the nuts and bolts of my homestead life. We will walk the property line in the front because it's very far. All right, I shared all summer long that we use shredded cardboard, and it is absolutely amazing. I can't wait to do a deep till in this garden. We also are going to get some loads of mushroom soil so we can fill up all these raised garden beds. And we are going to be planting a lot of beans. I can't plant corn because we have lots of deer on the property, but I can plant green beans, and I'm going to have them covered, and beets and squash and zucchini and cucumbers, all of these things that we can grow. The deer don't seem to mind them, especially if they have a fuzzy leaf. A deer usually won't eat things with fuzzy leaves. But we have lots of herbs in here, but we are going to be planting lots of things. So let me go ahead and show you the property from the end up here, because it's a good exercise if you really want to walk our full property. All right, to the left of our property, you'll see about 65 feet of Concord grapes, and we use them to make our own jellies. We use them for juice and all sorts of things. Now I'm on the corner of our property here, but I'll show you the tree line here in just a moment. So here is the back end of our property where I am walking, and we do have some trees here, and it goes the whole way down to the end of the street. So let's go the whole way down. Keep going. And there is, looking in the corner, originally when it was put up, it was an older couple that had no children. He worked for the military. He was a pilot. Him and his wife were in their 70s when they bought this property in 1963. It's only had one other owner since that, other than us. And that was an older gentleman who passed away on the property. All right, let me show you something that I do to save lots of money. So when we bought this property, we wanted to live a debt-free life, which we continue to do. We wanted to be able to homestead, live self-sufficient in case of turmoil in the world. As you see, we have no debris or junk or anything laying around on our property. We take good care of it, and we make sure that it's all well maintained. When the property was first bought, it did not have the proper plumbing, which we did not know until after we had the cash sale. We have fixed that plumbing, and we fixed almost all of the issues that were structural issues. We would like to get new windows here sometime, maybe in the fall or next year. I open all of the windows up bright when there's sunshine, and you'll see that here in a moment, because I have lots of things growing. Sunshine helps produce heat, and that's that part of it. We are going to work on the deck this summer. We have a lot of things that we want to do, but we only pay cash for everything we do. So when our cash runs out for that improvement, then we wait to the next year. There is our beautiful property looking up from the deck. We have a full deck. Our deck is large. It's a wraparound deck that goes the whole way around our home. Here is my second greenhouse, which you've seen me do lots of filming in. And that will be full of plants in just a few weeks. We have beautiful neighbors that live right beside us, close friends. And we use a lot of solar. So we do have a lot of solar, and the garage is also a place where I film and I do a lot of work. So I wanted to give you a full property tour. If you're interested in what our place looks like in the summertime, I'm going to share with you that in the link in the description box and underneath this video. The whole point of this video is to show you that you don't have to have a whole lot of money to create the life that you always wanted, if self-sufficiency is something you're looking for. And it doesn't really matter your age. Yes, it takes a lot longer to work on these things and your body is really tired, but in the long run, it's so satisfying, and it really doesn't cost much money. A few of my subscribers have asked me why I seem so tired. Well, in the next couple of weeks, you're gonna find out why, because I've been doing a lot of work getting everything ready for the spring, and I think you'll be very surprised, and I can promise you, you'll be very motivated. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow.